We plan to make history here this evening.
What's up, everybody? We're at the playoffs finally.
Yeah,
yay! Like you were saying, where did the year go? Only 4 games this week, so this video should only last 45 minutes.
Something like that.
Something like that. The cat has joined us late, but he finally made it. Last week for us, I actually had a really good week. This is 2 weeks in a row for me. I think that I had double digits wins. And I know everybody's like on the edge of their seats. The St. Louis Sack did win their first championship ever. Thank you. I'd like to thank you for all the great moves all year. But anyway, Electric Football Show, we have not forgotten about you. We just got our video done as Thursday afternoon, well, Thursday night almost. But basically with all our picks, we both agree on everything. So you can just go ahead and use this, what we got here. The only difference is I think we have the Colts and Ravens at -7. You have it at -6.5. So it really doesn't matter. So we'll go ahead and get started. Right now we have the Texans at home against the Bengals. The Texans are a 4.5 point favorite at home. If you ask me, I think they've really slowed down going into the playoffs. Something's not right there. Their defense is not anywhere at the caliber it was the first half of the season. The Bengals can put some points on the board. And I'm with you when we talked about this earlier. I think the Texans eke this one out. It's going to be really close, less than a field goal. Give me the Bengals to cover 4.5.
Yeah, you watch Houston's defense. It seems like the seams down the middle are open right now. Maybe Gresham can take advantage of that. Houston's kind of backed their way in here this last 4 or 5 weeks. They got off to a great start, and who would have thought they'd go from best team in football to the third seed in the AFC. You kind of worry about that. Teams that kind of falter at the end and go into the playoffs sometimes don't get their footing and they're out. I don't think that will be the case. Houston can go out and blow out Cincinnati. You never know. I worry about Cincinnati's run game. Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis, a little injured, a little dinged up. Pretty sure he'll start, but you never know. But I like Cincinnati to cover here. Houston should win, maybe a 3-point game, but I think Cincinnati's playing well and they should be able to keep within 4.5.
Yeah, I think the Bengals' pass defense is one of the best in the league. Now that being said, Texans have Arian Foster, which could be a little scary. But look for this game to be closer than a 4.5 point spread. So next up, we have the Packers and Vikings, a replay of last week. The Packers are 7.5 point favorites at home. At Lambeau, where it's going to be cold. Crowd's probably going to be jacked as all get out. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think their hearts were in that game last week when they played the Packers or the Vikings. So look for them to somehow, some way shut down Adrian Peterson. I mean, literally, that's all they have to do. And I mean, the guy's freaking playing like a freaking machine, don't get me wrong. With what he did last week, it's like he needed, 205 yards to break that record? And he rushed for 170 something. I mean,
I think he needed 208 and he got 199 or something.
That's it. And that's amazing. I mean, the guy had to go did it. I mean, he damn near went out and did it against the Packers. But like I said, I don't think the Packers really were in that game last week. Look for this to be a little bit different. I think Aaron Rodgers gets some weapons back, mainly Cobb, which is that unknown guy that, well, people that know him, but can get open, and next thing you know, he's busted an 80-yard touchdown on you. Give me the Packers at home -7.5.
Yeah, I'm taking the Packers also. I think the Packers were in that game last week. They did want to win that game. They didn't want to lose that second seed. Minnesota just had everything last week, with what Peterson's been doing, and it just clicked. Do I think they can do it 2 weeks in a row, this time at Green Bay? Probably not. Peterson's going to get his yards. You want to control him. You want to maintain him and not get the big plays. If they can do that, you've got, I think Woodson's supposed to come back this game. That will help. Matthews could come back. That will help. You're getting your receivers back for Rodgers. You got Daquan Harris, who's coming off the practice squad and playing really well at running back. I think Green Bay's getting healthy at the right time. I can see them making a run here, and I like them in the with the 7.5 points.
Yeah, and next up, now this is one I'm going to be perfectly honest with. I don't like it at all. You have the Colts going to Baltimore, and I'm probably going to piss off every Baltimore Ravens fan, but I don't really believe the Baltimore Ravens should be in the playoffs. I mean, they should be in the playoffs because of what they did throughout the regular season. But as far as a team, this is one of those teams when you get in there, it's like, is this really a playoff team? I don't know. They just haven't impressed me at all this year. Every game that seems like they're in is just ugly as shit. Which bless them. I mean, I guess that's their game and that's the way they want to do it. But man, they're just boring as hell to watch. But all that being said, we're both. I think I'm going to take the Ravens at -7. It's going to be tough, I think, for Andrew Luck to go into Baltimore. It's just going to be an ugly game, and I think the Colts defense might be showing up here a little bit, and I think it's going to be their first real test getting into the playoffs, especially after last season with where they've been. They probably should be happy with being in the playoffs at first, but I think this is where reality kicks in, and they might go out ugly.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors to look at here. One, Baltimore's played a lot of close games this year. I was looking through their schedule today.
Close, ugly, whatever.
A lot of 1, 2, 3-point games, but they won most of them, and hats off. But a few things about Indianapolis: had a great year, but if you really dig into the numbers, you've got Andrew Luck completing 54% of his passes. I think he's leading the league in interceptions. The team overall is a -12 on turnovers. They're 26 in defense. They had the third easiest schedule based on opponents' records, and they were outscored going into. They're the only team that was outscored going into the playoffs. That's hard to fathom. That your team can be, what are they, 11-5, and they've been outscored this year. With that said, I think that for Baltimore, and I know I've said this many times this year, Baltimore needs to key on Ray Rice. They've got to run the ball. They've got to come out and dominate the ground game, because if you go against Indianapolis with Mathis and Farini and you try and throw the ball, and I'm not talking about play action. That's what they need to get to. Run the ball, go to play action. If you don't do that, they're going to get to the quarterback. They're going to get to Flacco. So I look for Ray Rice to have a big start, and I like Baltimore to cover 7 here at home.
And also you got Ray Lewis announcing his retirement. But you got Chuck, what's his face? Yeah, they're going on his sickness, and you got Ray Lewis, so everybody's got something to fight for, I guess. But I think it's just going to be tough. That's not the Colts from here on out, though. Good Lord, I mean, they're just going to get better and better. So, last but not least, we got the Redskins. Sorry, my bird cough. Sorry, I got like something in my throat. What? We have the Redskins at home against the Seahawks. Now the Seahawks. If they win the Super Bowl, it would not surprise me one bit. With what they've done over the last 4 or 5 weeks, it's just amazing. Now, last week, not as pretty against our St. Louis Rams, but I think that's more the factor that the Rams have a pretty good game plan against the NFC West, and I think they know how to beat the teams in their own division. Thank you to our new coach. But that being said, the Seahawks and the Redskins, 2 brand new quarterbacks. Both are rookies. Both have played just phenomenal. I'm going to take the Seahawks on the road on the East Coast. I mean, it sounds silly to even say that right now, but with what I've seen and what they've done over the last 5 weeks, besides, like I said, that hiccup last week, which is a game they still won, and they won, it wasn't that.
7-4.
Yeah, I just think they're going to roll in these playoffs right now, and it wouldn't surprise me to find them in the Super Bowl. That's how good I think they've been playing right now, and I would not want to see Pete Carroll get a championship at all. And I mean, but that's how bad it hurts me to say this. But right now, give me the Seahawks -3 on the road.
Yeah, I'm taking Seattle also. This is one game I've really hedged back and forth on this, because Washington's won 7 in a row. They're playing really well. Alfred Morris stepped up last week. I'm kind of basing it on 2 factors for me. Marshawn Lynch, I think he can have a really good game against Washington. And then also Seattle's defense has been playing really well. And I think they probably can get some errors out of RG3 in this game. So I'm going to take Seattle -3 on the road.
And that's all we got. 4 games, simple and sweet. But college picks. We got big games coming up here, and
yeah, we missed a couple last week. I didn't even think about it. I was kind of
they were the early bowls.
Yeah, exactly. 3 games. I only have the point spreads in front of me. I roughly have an idea of what they are. Tonight, you've got Oregon at K-State. I think it's around an 8-point spread, I think, for Oregon. I'm taking Oregon in this game. K-State's had a really good year. They got a really good team. I think Oregon's got something to play for here. So give me Oregon in that game. You've got Texas A&M tomorrow night at playing Oklahoma in the Cotton Bowl. Rematch of the Big 12. I can't believe I'm talking and you're watching this. Rematch of the Big 12 teams. I like Texas A&M. They've had a great year. Johnny Manziel, go SEC. I'm going to take A&M to cover there. And then Monday night championship game, Notre Dame, Alabama. I think Alabama, you said, is favored by 9.5.
9.5.
Tough one there. Notre Dame's got a really good defense. They don't give up a lot of points, but I really think Alabama's going to cover on this one. So I'm going to take Alabama in the 9.5 and another SEC, 7 in a row.
Roll Tide.
Roll damn Tide.
I have no idea. The cat's pissed off about something. I don't know if that's a omen. He's not a total black cat, so I mean it can't be that bad, right? But anyway, that's all we got for this week. Electric Football Show and Gio knows and all you guys, we're gonna beat you all this year.
Hey, what are you doing in your own time?
In the challenge. Also, check out Gio Knows channel. He's going to be doing his YouTube Prognosticator Awards. If you have anybody you want to nominate from any of the channels, not just saying nominate us because we're the best, but check out his channel. He's going to be probably putting up his thing here pretty soon.
Putting up his thing.
Putting up his thing.
Good Lord.
But till next week, hopefully we're going to knock all these out of the park for you. And that's all I got.
Good luck. Enjoy the games.
See ya.